Hey, good morning, Robert here. I'm out here in Atlantic City, staying at the Tropicana. I got in last night. I got in not too late, but I was just exhausted from the drive, so I didn't feel like playing last night. So went to bed early and we wanted to get a good start today. So it is real early. It's only like 9:30, 10 o'clock right now. I'm getting a nice early start. The room's nice. I don't know if you guys remember the last time I was here. I had a really terrible room, but you'd be amazed what tipping the front desk $10 will get you. So I got this beautiful ocean view. Check this out. There's also this painting in here. They've got to know what this thing looks like, right? It doesn't seem real subtle to me, but anyways. Yeah, so the room's nice. The plan is I'm gonna go down, get some breakfast right now, and then go check out the boardwalk and see if the weather's okay out there, enough that I can get some footage for you guys to see the boardwalk, because remember this, there's no place nicer than the Atlantic City boardwalk in the middle of January. Book your trip now. Yeah, so gonna go head out there, and then I'm off to Bally's. I'm gonna play at Bally's today. I normally don't play there, but it's close by, and I want to show you guys some of the other rooms that they have here in Atlantic City. Bally's should be good right now. They have a $1, $2, $500 cap, no limit going, which is usually a pretty decent game. And then it's also a high hand promotion. So from like noon to midnight, I think the promotion it's $350 an hour, which is pretty good there because they'll only get 8 or 9 tables total. So it should be good. Gonna head out there now. I'll see you guys in a little bit. It's really weird. I've never been here during the off season like this. Everything's closed. There's nobody around. It's really weird. I feel like I might be in the midst of a zombie apocalypse. Did you hear that? This homeless guy just walked up to me and looked real bad. I was so bad for him. He asked for a quarter. And so I gave him $1, and then he looked at the dollar and gave me a dirty look and goes, "Really, $1?" And then walked away. Nice. I'm here at Bally's, the Bally's poker room. It's not actually in Bally's, it's in the casino next door that they bought. I think it's called the Wild West or something like that. But even by Atlantic City standards, this is a pretty sad looking casino. Look at how empty it is inside here. So yeah, pretty pathetic. And they've put the poker room like in this back corner. It's like, it feels like they're trying to hide the poker room. Like just finding it would be a winning day. So pretty sad, but all right, I'm gonna try and get in a game here. Bravo says they only have one game. Their high hand promotion doesn't start till noon, and it's only 10:40 or 11:46, so I'm sure it'll pick up really soon. But yep, let's go get in a game, see how we do. All right, everybody, taking my first break here. Just been playing for about 45 minutes or an hour, but wanted to step out and tell you guys how it was going. The table's actually pretty great. I haven't made a bunch of money yet, or I'm only up like 40 or 50 bucks, but it's a really good table. There's a couple tourists. There's 3 people there. It's only 11:30 in the morning, and they're drinking pretty heavily. There's 4 players who are clearly on tilt. 2 who look like they're about to fight. They've already been calling each other douchebags and stuff, so it's a pretty great table. Money's moving around pretty good, so hoping to have a good game there. I did have one interesting moment I wanted to bring up because it made me feel pretty good about all the study and stuff. For a lot of you, this is just going to be old hat, but it's nice when you kind of notice the things that you've learned being applied. That's always nice. I had ace-10 of hearts in the small blind. A middle position player had made it 11 to go, and I called and we went heads up. The flop came jack, 9, deuce with 1 heart, 9 of hearts. So we both checked, and the term came another brick, a blank, a small card. I can't remember what it was. So I checked, and he bets out, not big, like 20 bucks. So I immediately started thinking, what would he delay c-bet with? And the first thing that popped into my mind was that he probably had ace-king or ace-queen, and that he had missed the flop, so I checked, and then thought he might be able to take a stab at it. So I went with my read, I check raised to 45, and he immediately mucked. So not a big deal, kind of a standard play, but it feels good when you can put somebody on a hand like that and kind of follow through with it. So yeah, easy game. Let me head back in there. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I know it's silly, but all this Western stuff, I find it super romantic. If there was a real Westworld, minus all the kind of robot on human murder, I would move there tomorrow. Just taking a break here, I just got a bite to eat. Figured I'd give you guys an update what's going on. I'm in a great game. I haven't made much money yet. I think I'm still up only like $30 or $40, but the game is fantastic. You know, there seems to be like two ways you can just look at a table and tell if you're in a good game or not. One is if there's a lot of talking. If people are really kind of getting along, usually means that they're throwing money around, splashing pots of stuff a lot. But the other way is when there's a lot of angry people in the game, and that's what this game is. People are just calling each other names, and but they're taking stands a lot. They're just throwing their money around with horrible hands. Hands like on a king high board, people are calling others down with like king deuce offsuit. Like nobody believes, you know, anybody's got a hand. So it's pretty great. Hopefully it stays like this for a while, and I can pick up some hands, because you know, in this game all I have to do is pick up a decent hand and just call down with it. I'm gonna win a pretty decent pot. So yeah, it's fun. If it stays this good, I'll check in with you guys again in a little bit. You probably noticed that I haven't been showing any hands in this video. It's because Bally Security's just been all up in my ass about filming out here in the casino, so I've had to be real careful about it. But there was one hand that I wanted to show you guys, but since I can't show it to you, I'll just have to tell you about it. I was going to do it when I get back to the room, and through the magic of editing, let's go there now. In this hand, I'm on the button with Ace of Diamonds, 6 of Hearts, and it's folded all the way around to me. Obviously, good time to try and pick up the blinds. Got a decent hand to bluff with here. So I make it $8. The small blind folds and the big blind calls. The big blind player is actually, seems like a pretty decent player to me. He's been playing real tag, but has definitely been making some moves too. He actually seems like a pretty decent player. Anyway, so it goes heads up between him and I. It is $17 in the pot, and the flop comes 2 of hearts, 6 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds. So actually a really good flop for my hand, especially heads up like this. The big blind checks. I don't feel like this flop hits many of the hands my villain's defending with. So it seems like a kind of a clear value bet here. So I bet $12 into 17. To my surprise, he actually check raises me here. He makes it only 26 though, so almost the minimum possible check raise he can make. I give it a little thought, and like I said, this player seemed very capable of making a move here. My first thought was, if he had flopped a monster, I don't feel like he would check raise it right away like this. If he had a hand that had a deuce in it, or maybe even like pocket sixes or something like that, I don't see him check raising me right here on the flop. It seems like he would want me to kind of keep bluffing at it, and he could get more value out of the hand later. Obviously he could also have a hand like pocket sevens or pocket eights, but it seemed more likely that he realized that I was probably just trying to pick up the blinds with the pre-flop raise from the button, which is exactly right, which was exactly what I was doing. And then I just kind of c-bet on the flop, and it looked like a good opportunity for him to make a check raise and take it down. But I go ahead and turn my my pair of sixes into a bluff catcher, and I call. So $69 in the pot, and the turn comes the 7 of spades. So the villain bets $28. The 7, of course, doesn't really change anything. If he had me beat, he still has me beat. I just feel like there's a ton of air in his hand that he might be taking this line with. So I decide I'm going to go ahead and call, because I have the feeling that if he doesn't have a hand, he's most likely going to give up on the river. And if he does have a hand, he'll go ahead and fire that third barrel, and I can dump it. So I go ahead and I call. The river comes a 5 of spades, kind of another blank. I mean, it's not I think this is actually a pretty good card for my hand. He bets out 40 very quickly. and I go into the tank. My concern here is a set. I think pocket 7s and pocket 5s are somewhat possible, but as you know, sets are really hard to make, so it makes them a little unlikely. Plus, I don't think he gets all the way to the river with pocket 5s playing this line. I think 7s, pocket 7s and pocket 8s are somewhat likely, but they make up a really small portion of his range. Also, triple barrel bluffs don't happen all that often in live games, so that's definitely a concern for me. It's just really unusual that you see players triple barrel with nothing. So I've got some concerns. Maybe it's a set, maybe it's an overpair, something like that, some kind of random 2 in his hand. On the other hand, I think there's a lot of air and a lot of missed draws here that he might take this line with. I think high cards like King Jack, or maybe mediocre aces like Ace 9. I think there's a ton of those in his hands. And then of course there's a bunch of flush draws in his hands. The flop came out with 2 diamonds, so a hand like Queen Jack of diamonds, Jack 9 of diamonds, those are all hands that he would defend from the big blind with, and then may take this line with, and those seem really likely. And then the other thing is the bet sizing on the river. He's only betting $40 into 125, which is pretty small. This, of course, could mean 2 things. One, that he's begging for a call, that he flopped some kind of monster and is trying to get me to call here. But that seems unlikely to me, because it just seems like a weird line to take on the flop. If he had flopped a monster, I just feel like he's always just kind of calling there and waiting to make his move either on the turn or the river, so he can get more value. So it seems more likely that he's making this small bet because he's trying not to risk much more money. If he is bluffing this whole time, I've already called him down on 2 streets. Firing in that third barrel is scary, and sometimes people, they'll bet on the smaller side, trying to lower their risk. Honestly, I was on the fence here. I actually didn't know whether I should call or not. I was really giving it some thought. Then I looked up at him, and this guy was just mad dogging me. I mean, he was really staring me down hard, really intensely, with a definite glare in his eyes. He looked like he wanted to murder me. There's a really common tell, I see it a lot in these low limit games, you know, of pretending to be strong when you're actually weak. And this guy was really trying to intimidate me, trying to look really strong. And so I just decided that was enough to put me over the fence, and I went ahead and called. And it was a good call. He turns over King 10 offsuit, so kind of the range that I thought he might have, these kind of big cards, and my hand's good. So we take down a really good sized pot there, and more importantly, I felt really good because I really thought through the hand. I'm sure some of my thinking was wrong at some points, or at least misguided, but it feels good to kind of analyze a hand in game, not you know, afterwards, and actually get it right. So I felt really good for that. So yippee! All right, that's going to do it for poker tonight. Had a good session, a long session. I played 8.5 hours, not counting the hour I took for my dinner break, but pretty good for me. I normally don't play that long of a session. I think you can hear in my voice I'm pretty tired, but I really do feel like I was able to stay pretty focused and play pretty close to my A game for that whole time. So good session. Plus 400, a nice even number there. So feeling good. I'm gonna head back to the room now. Probably pick up some dinner and edit this vlog so I can get it right out to you guys. But yeah, so that's it. I'm sure you guys noticed I didn't get a lot of footage at the table. Bally's was all over me today about filming in the casino. Even when I wasn't in the gaming area, they were giving me shit about it, but whatever. Hopefully wherever I play tomorrow, which will probably be Harrah's, maybe Borgata, I'm not sure yet, maybe even Tropicana, but wherever I play, hopefully I'll be able to get some good footage for you guys. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.